much to talk about tonight. Qatar is bribing the friendly skies. Hassan Piker suggests that Democrats try to win, and President Trump is out of the country. So someone lock the doors. Let's get into all of it with our new segment, Trump Meets World.
International humiliation, one after another.
You know what? Being an American president is hard. People criticize your policies. They nitpick your moral deficiencies. Every time you even suggest removing habeas corpus, people start whining. No, we need that. Boo-hoo. You know, sometimes you just want to go somewhere where people don't pick apart your flaws and they treat you like a king.
Overnight, President Trump touching down in Saudi Arabia, escorted by military jets. A lavish welcome for his first visit to the Middle East since his re-election.
The Saudi prince greeted him at the airport, and he got a horse escort into the Saudi palace.
What? A horse escort? I gotta say, when you hear that Trump got a horse escort, this is the best version of that story. But, I gotta tell you, Saudi Arabia, oh man, they went all out. It wasn't just the horse escort. They greeted Trump with a full brass band that was really trying their best, you know? And then it was time for Trump to walk down the famous purple carpet. And so he walked, and he walked, kept walking. You know, it feels like he could have stayed in the car for some. Oh, now he took an escalator. Great, we're done with. No, we're still walking. Yep, that's fine. It's a cool 108 degrees. This guy can handle it. You know, Trump's looking at the carpet, going, you know, these things fly here, right? Don't they show me a whole new world or some shit like that? But look, a horse guard and purple carpets, that might impress the average world leader. But Donald Trump is no average world leader, and Saudi Arabia knows how to cater to a man with such refined tastes.
Saudi Arabia had a McDonald's mobile truck come on site so that President Trump could have his favorite McDonald's.
Perfect. Oh, I gotta tell you, it is nice to see they got another use out of the horses once they were done with that escort. It's good to know. It's good. You gotta hand it to the Saudis, though. They know the fastest way to Trump's heart is through his stomach, out the colon, with a little bit staying behind in his arteries. You know, but not everything in the royal kingdom was to Trump's liking. Now, after they arrived, the Saudis served some coffee, but while everyone else drank theirs, Donald Trump just held his in his hand the whole time. Look at that, right? It looks like he was waiting to give a urine sample to the nurse. Yeah, I gotta tell you, I get this. Honestly, I get it. Unfamiliar coffee on a trip is risky. One sip is all it takes to go from traveler's constipation to traveler's, you guys go without me, I'm gonna hang out in the room for a while. It's a smart move. It's a smart move, Mr. President. You don't want to throw a wrench into that perfect gut biome you've created. Now, that being said, Trump maybe regretted not taking that caffeine shot a few minutes later.
Mohammed bin Salman is saying we need a resolution on a Palestinian state. And I don't necessarily recall several years ago, pre-October 7th, as that being a demand that he had necessarily stated publicly. Do you think his position has changed, or do you think the way he has expressed himself, has that changed?
Mr. President, come on, you can't fall asleep there. This isn't an intelligence briefing. Come on, man. Look, it's not actually a big deal for the president to have jet lag. I'm not so much of an asshole that I make fun of someone for nodding off a bit on a trip. But you know who is that much of an asshole?
Joe Biden. The guy can fall asleep instantly with the press watching. Who the hell wants to sleep with these people watching? and he's out cold. You see the dribble coming down the side of his suit.
Well, well, well. Look who's sleeping now. Woo, well, well, well. I tell you what. Joe Biden, you must be loving... Oh, and he's passed out. Never mind. Of course, it's in the Saudis' interest to give Trump the royal treatment, but I'm sure the President of the United States understands that the Saudi crown prince is not without baggage. It was just a few years ago that he murdered an American journalist, so I'm sure the President will keep a healthy distance from the crown prince.
I like him a lot. I like him too much. That's why we give so much, you know? Too much. I like you too much.
Yeah, I agree. You might like him too much. Regardless, you know what? It was a very nice start to this trip abroad, where he'll visit not just Saudi Arabia, but then Qatar and then the UAE. But you might be wondering, why did Trump pick these countries for his first foreign trip? Well, there's a strong geopolitical balance of... I'm f***ing with you! Corruption!
His sons, who now run the Trump Organization, have lucrative real estate deals in the works in all three countries the president is visiting.
Yeah, the Trump boys have projects in all three countries. I never thought I'd say this, but can't these countries go back to doing something more constructive, like funding terrorism? But Donald Trump doesn't see any of these business conflicts as a problem. In fact, if anything, he's taking conflicts to a new height, as in heights like the sky.
We turn to the uproar over the $400 million gift from the government of Qatar tonight, a luxury 747 jumbo jet to be used as Air Force One until the end of Trump's term, when the White House says it would be decommissioned and donated to the Trump Library.
Yeah, you know, I think we could stop pretending that this airplane is going to be transferred to his presidential library. This is like the news reporting your aunt is bringing her good friend Linda to Thanksgiving. They're cooter, people. That's what's happening, okay? Look, now, apart from being a security concern and a potential bribe, it seems clearly unconstitutional to give the president a gift like this. But you know what? What do I know? Attorney General Pam Bondi, what say you?
Attorney General Pam Bondi says the gift is, quote, legally permissible and not a bribe because Trump isn't giving Qatar anything in return.
Well, there you have it, right? Trump hasn't given them anything, and it's been like 36 hours. You know what? I trust her. She's the Attorney General. You know, just a quick fact check. What did she do before she was the Attorney General?
We should point out that Bondi previously worked as a foreign lobbyist for the nation of Qatar, earning about $115,000 a month.
Oh, right. You know, it looks bad, but if you have to understand, that's a lot of money. And money feels good to have and to spend. So now I get it. For more on Trump's visit to Saudi Arabia, we go live to our very own Michael Kosta. Michael. Michael, you're embedded with the Trump team. How's it going?
Jordan, it's going great. You know, the Saudis are treating us like kings. 5-star hotels, fine dining. I just use the bidet and woohoo. I wish it was a month. I don't know why the Saudis get such a bad rap.
I mean, because they're an oppressive dictatorship that mistreats women and they did 9/11.
Yeah, you know, I was going to ask them some tough questions about that, and then the free massage started, and Jordan, whoa, Omar used to do interrogations, so he knows how to get deep into that tissue. Now, I usually don't like when men touch my body, but I know that he's not gay, since over here, that's a crime, right? And that also made me feel a lot better about that happy ending.
Okay. Oh, all right, Michael. You know, a lot of people think that the Gulf states are just bribing Trump to get what they want. It kind of seems like these bribes might be working.
Whoa. Jordan, bribe? Easy on the B word, bitch, okay? These countries are just being good friends, and friends sometimes give other friends billions of dollars in crypto and airplanes. I mean, I got you that bread maker for your wedding, didn't I?
No, you didn't give me anything. You just got shit-faced and tackled my grandmother during the electric slide.
Well, in my defense, I thought her oxygen tank was a bomb. But point is, maybe the bribes are a good thing. If you want Trump to fix the Middle East, he needs some skin in the game. You think he's going to do this pro bono? He doesn't give a what the guys from U2 think.
Okay, Michael, no. This is the pathway to corruption. If Trump takes bribes, he's going to favor that country in decisions regarding American policy.
Trump's going to take bribes no matter what. The smart thing to do is make sure he takes bribes from every country. Then he'll work for every country and we'll all live in harmony. That's why I say if you want world peace, you got to give Trump a piece. You see what I did there? I spelled it differently. It's clever. It's a play on words.
I see it. I see it. Look, okay. I got to tell you, Michael, very clever. But this whole thing it just doesn't feel good.
Well, then you need to talk to Omar because he can make you feel real good. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to use the bidet again. This thing's like a fire hose. I'm practically cleaning my teeth with it. Omar, grab me some towels, buddy.
That's gross. Michael Kosta, everyone.